Let's now go across to senior Aam Aadmi Party leader Ashutosh is joining us on the newsroom from his residence. Ashutosh, is it now certain that on the 28th of March, when the Aam Aadmi Party National Council meets, you will find a way of ensuring that both Yogender Yadav and Prashant Bhushan are ousted from the party? First from the PAC, now you want them out at least from the National Executive. Is that the direction in which you all are heading at this time?
Rahul, I'm sorry to say this, but neither I am competent to reply to this question because this belongs to the National Council, nor I am authorized by the National Council or the PSC or the National Executive to speak about it. And I think this question should be addressed to the National Council. I am not even a member of the National Executive, nor I am a member of the PSC. I am a special invitee to these two institutions. So I am not the right person who should be answering this question.
But have things reached a point of no return with Yogender Yadav and Prashant Bhushan? So much so that it is now impossible for Arvind Kejriwal to be able to work with these two dissenters.
That's your interpretation. It's not our interpretation. And in fact, Arvind is right now in Bangalore and he is getting treatment, naturopathy treatment over there, and he will be back on 15th and 16th. And so how you have reached to the conclusion that it is almost impossible for both the parties to sit together and work together, that I don't understand. In fact, if you read the letter which has been the statement which has been released by the four senior members of the Aam Aadmi Party, that clearly says that they have been relieved of their duties at the PAC, but they will be given new assignments, and that clearly shows that what you're talking about is not
no, but there seems to be a complete breakdown in communications. I had Sanjay Singh with me in our studios. He says that Prashant Bhushan didn't even have the courtesy to call up Arvind Kejriwal and congratulate him after his big win in Delhi. I had Bhagwant Maan with us on the newsroom last night, and he said that Prashant Bhushan and Yogender Yadav should be thrown out. What's your view, Ashutosh, as the senior leader of this party?
See, firstly, I don't want to comment about what our senior friends have said. I can understand that senior members and the office bearers and the volunteers are angry. They are agitated. But to say that there is impossible to have a communication with these two gentlemen and there is a complete breakdown, I do not agree with that. And in politics, we might have differences. Differences does not mean enmity. If there is a differences, there should be a mechanism to resolve the conflict. And I'm optimistic. I think that we can still work together.
The statement that you've put out today says that Prashant Bhushan and Yogender Yadav worked against the interests of the party in the Delhi polls. I spoke to both Prashant Bhushan and Yogender Yadav, and they say that we did nothing of the sort, that this evidence is fabricated. If there is hard evidence, put it out in the public domain. You are levelling these serious charges against two public intellectuals without backing them up with proof. Where is the evidence, Ashutosh?
See, I don't deny that these are not the great intellectuals. I'm also not denying that these are not the senior members of the party. I have a tremendous respect personally with Mr. Yogender Yadav. I have known him for the last 17 years. I've worked with him in the TV channel, and I have a huge respect for him as a psephologist, as a political analyst. About Prashant Bhushan, I happen to know him for a very long time, but I interacted with him in the last 3 years. I have a huge respect for him also. They have all the reasons to believe what they believe, but the National Executive has decided. National Executive is a body which is very important in Aam Aadmi Party, and it has decided by 11-8 that the disturbing evidences are there against them, and they should be released of their duties of PAC. And I think I have no reason not to believe that. And in fact, personally, I also feel that whatever evidences we have, those are very strong evidences, and these evidences clearly warrant a kind of disciplinary action against them.
Why don't you send this evidence, Ashutosh,
it is within their domain.
Ashutosh, why don't you send this evidence to the internal Lokpal? You've got Admiral Ramdas. Give this evidence to him. Let him decide on the veracity of the charges that you're leveling. All we have now is your claim and a counter claim by Prashant Bhushan and Yogender Yadav. Give the evidence to the Lokpal. Let him investigate.
You want one person to investigate the matter, whereas the National Executive, the highest decision-making body after the National Council, that's the democratic process. This National Executive is empowered to discuss, debate and take any action which it feels
No,
fit.
but why should there not be a
You don't want to
judicial
believe in the
inquiry?
democratic-
Why should there not be a quasi-judicial
complete.
inquiry with someone who's got a lot of
Let me
respect on
complete.
both sides?
No, we have tremendous respect and faith in Admiral Ramdas as a Lokpal. But I want to ask a counter question. Aam Aadmi Party is a democratic party. National Executive has members who are elected members and who have a voting rights. I am also the special invitee of the Aam Aadmi Party. But I did not sit into the meeting because I am neither elected nor I have voting rights. Now the question is, you don't want to believe to the 1121 elected members of the party who form the National Executive. My question is why? That's what the democratic process is. And the democratic process, either the decision should be taken by unanimity. If there is no unanimity, respect the majority opinion.
Have you had an opportunity,
You people have been saying that
Ashutosh?
Aam Aadmi Party and Arvind Kejriwal is a dictator. You have been leveling those kind of charges. Now 8 respected member of the Aam Aadmi Party, they beg to differ with the majority opinion. If there had been a dictatorship, do you think people will differ with?
Ashutosh, have you had an opportunity to speak to Arvind Kejriwal in Bengaluru where he's undergoing naturopathy treatment? How is he doing and what is he making of this public fighting taking place between the two sections in the Aam Aadmi Party?
Yes, I am regularly in touch with him, and in fact he is not allowed to make many phone calls. He is not also allowed to receive many phone calls. There is a restriction about how many phone calls he can receive. But yes, I am in touch with him and he knows what is happening.
Is there a sense and an acknowledgement of the fact that the Aam Aadmi Party is today the laughing stock? Your Karyakarta is unhappy with you. People are saying that parties usually unravel after they get defeated. Here we've got a big mandate and these leaders are not being able to hold their success together.
Rahul, I fully agree with you, and even I am disturbed whatever is happening in the party. This has certainly dented the image of the Aam Aadmi Party, and people have high hopes with Aam Aadmi Party. We got a massive mandate, 67 MLAs out of 70 MLAs in an assembly which is historic, which is unprecedented. People have great hopes with us. But unfortunately, this is happening, which is disturbing. But let me also clarify one thing, that National Executive in unanimity has decided that no member will go out and speak on this particular issue. But the very next day, a blog comes out. These two gentlemen had gone to the different TV channels and the press and spoken their mind.
Okay.
This has created an impression that a unilateral decision has been taken against them, which has created a confusion in the minds of the volunteers. And it also created a different image in the party. And in the public. That is why we kept quiet for 3 days. None of the executive members other than them have spoken about it. Then we realized that it is denting the image of the party because people are getting only one side of the story. So to correct that thing, that everybody should have the both side of the story, today the statement has come out.
Okay, I'm going to leave it over there. This is deeply distressing for all those people who believe in the idea of the Aam Aadmi Party, and I hope that all these senior leaders are able to find some way of being able to work together. Ashutosh, for joining us on the newsroom tonight. Thank you very much.